up. It'll pop up on my profile. Let's go. Oh shit. Okay, we're absolutely riding. You see it on my profile?
I sure do.
Let's go. Yeah,
We
probably the
are
best if you want to
officially
just quote
riding.
like quote. Yeah, we are riding right now, dude.
How are you today?
We are gonna ride. Let's go.
Okay.
You're gonna have to keep the mask on for the intro music for sure. Let's go. Okay,
All right.
All right, dude. Let's freaking go. Gotta turn the do not disturb on. Let me pop this up, dude. Share screen. Hyped happy hour, dude. Let's fucking ride.
Oh, we just hit happy hour. We are going.
Oh, it's happy hour time, dude. Just wait till you hear this banger. Here we go.
We're riding. Hype happy hour, hype happy hour. Talking about life, so you might feel empowered. Hype happy hour, hype happy hour. Tornado on the mic with a guest giving power. Hype happy hour, hype happy hour. Tools, interviews provide life tapping power. Hype happy hour, hype happy hour. Positive and light with advice, build your tower. Happiness is key, so you gotta bring the smiles out. Inspiration needs a bit of passion to just wild out. Positivity and optimism when we ride out. Enthusiasm and dreams, gotta feed them till your time's out.
Oh my god, dude. We are here. Hyped Happy Hour, episode 43. I am Gentle Tornado on this fucking magical journey. I created a company called Live Hyped. Hyped is an acronym that stands for happiness, inspiration, positivity, enthusiasm, and dreams. And if you look at the bottom left, my logo is an H with a heartbeat in the middle because we never know how many heartbeats we have. So here at Hyped, I am committed to making positivity louder and making every single day count. I am joined on episode 43 by a man that is an absolute fucking legend. He's motivating people. He's creating a brand that is absolutely going to be iconic. He's fucking genuine, dude. Rafsby, how are you, my guy?
I am doing fabulous. Oh.
Let's go. The mask, bro.
Oh, there we go. Mask. Here we go.
Double mask.
Masks on masks.
We're fucking riding.
Okay. Here we go.
Let's go.
How are you today? Holy crap. It's hot in that thing. It's hot in that
dude,
thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. How are you?
I'm good, man. I've been busy, been super busy. Not a lot of sleep, but yeah, it's been enjoyable, man. It's been an enjoyable process. Just excited to finally chit chat, just hang out.
Absolutely, man. So we get straight into it with what we're grateful for today. So what are you grateful for today?
Oh man, today I'm definitely grateful for my wife. And I mean, I'm grateful for my wife every day. She like puts on for me like so much. Like just make sure that I actually remember to eat and kind of like look after myself. Just like she's always just like making sure that I'm staying hydrated and not going too hard in the paint. Just making sure that I'm taking breaks for my mental health. And no, without her, I don't know. This situation would probably look a lot different. That's for sure. So I'm definitely grateful for my wife. Definitely grateful for the communities I'm a part of. Definitely grateful for everybody I've met in Web3. Definitely grateful for you. Yeah, just grateful for a lot.
Let's go, dude. So, I love it, man. How long have you been married?
14 years.
No way.
Yeah. So funny story. So I got the only tattoo I have for now is the tattoo I got with my girlfriend at the time. Like 3 or 4 months into our relationship, we got matching tattoos, and yeah, we've been together for 14 years ever since. Happiest marriage, like best woman I could ever ask for, best partner I could ever ask for. She's just like me too. She's like an entrepreneur, like builder. She's like my other half for sure. So
let's go.
Definitely found the right woman in my life for sure.
Let's go. Do you have any kids?
No, I have no kids.
No
Yeah, I have no
kids.
kids, and I have no plan to have any other kids besides the obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Let's
I just like I'm just like such a I don't know. I'm like I'm a bit of a like a workaholic, and I just feel like growing up I didn't have a lot of I guess positive role model from my dad and stuff. So I kind of wanted to learn like what it is to I still am on the journey of learning like what it means to be like a good man and a positive role model for the next generation. And if I ever have to make the decision to have kids, I want to be able to really be there for them and just be the best dad I can possibly be. Right now, I just feel like I don't have the bandwidth to do it. Like I want to be able to be dedicated for my kids in a way that my dad never was, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to put a hold on that for now, for sure. But yeah, no, all my friends, like I'm at an age now where all my friends are pretty much having kids now, and I'm just kind of like, I guess the cool uncle, the one that they're gonna be like, if they get drunk when they're older, they're gonna be like, don't tell my dad, don't tell my mom. I'll be that guy. Like, okay,
Let's
cool, yeah,
go.
crash, whatever.
I love it, dude. Yeah. I think you have to be ready for sure. So I admire that you have that self-awareness because having kids is absolutely no fucking joke. It's a
No,
it's
for
a
sure,
full-time gig.
yeah, no, and I see that, man. And you're a great father to your kids. I see, you're always you're doing so much for them and just putting them on and teaching them about so many things. So like, I admire that. I think that is a full-time job. That's a very respectable and commendable thing that you're doing for sure too. It's
I
tough, especially
appreciate
now
it.
with all the tech that like will try to raise your kids for you. You got to be in there. You got to be parenting your kids. Otherwise, the internet's going to parent your kids for you.
Yeah, dude. It's a real like it's a real responsibility. And even like I think like you just think about something like TikTok, right? Like my kids definitely aren't on TikTok. I mean, my oldest son's only 4, but like there's going to be an age, where he probably will be on TikTok, and it's like I still have to be able to like talk to him about it, answer questions, cultivate that, mindset around, because at the end of the day it's my responsibility. Like I'm the one that's supposed to guide him through life and show him the lessons that I think are important. And so I think it is a major responsibility to be a parent for sure. And I absolutely fucking love it.
No, you do it well, man. You definitely you're demonstrating how to get it done the right way for a lot of people. That's for sure.
Let's go. Dude, I appreciate it. All right,
Yeah,
listen.
absolutely.
So what we get into is we get into an origin story right now of who is Rafsby. Like, tell me about your childhood. Tell me up to now. Tell me how you got into Web3. Like, give me everything. I want to know where you came from. Give me fucking. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Rafsby. I'm currently 34 years old. I grew up in a really like I guess poor upbringing. Like I'm from an immigrant family, Polish and Italian background. So my family immigrated when I was pretty young, like 3 years old, 4 years old. And yeah, no, it's been like obviously the typical immigrant story. Like it was a struggle. Like we grew up in like government funded projects, and I was always like really inquisitive and like curious kid, like really smart growing up. Just bit of a bookworm, but like growing up in that circumstance, definitely got into a little bit of trouble for sure as well. And yeah, no, I just I worked really hard and met some awesome people and managed to make it out of the hood at a decent age, I guess. Like by the time I was like 19, I managed to get out of there and started working for a number of different companies first, and then yeah, and then got into the music game really heavily. I started deep diving into like the nightclub scene and doing like event promotions, event hosting. Got into throwing music festivals, which really took off. It was like a total origin story. Like I met my wife right around when I was, I guess, 19, 20 years old, I guess. And we were just like, we decided we wanted to do just music events. So we were like hand hustling tickets to people to our little events. And we had no budget, nothing. We were like broke as fuck. Just like we had this idea. We wanted to do DJ events and stuff. And I was a DJ. My wife helped me out. And yeah, we were like literally hustling tickets, like riding around on public transit, just selling tickets to our events. And I didn't even have a car or anything. I was like a little, like just a kid. Right. And yeah, we blew this company up to a point where we started hosting like 5 to 15,000 person events and music festivals. And we were like literally hand hustling all the tickets before like there's all these like affordable and available ticket companies online that you could just like sign up and get everybody's putting their credit cards in. We had to like hand hustle all these tickets. And so yeah, I learned at a young age, like if you want to kind of do stuff, you got to do it yourself. You got to put in the work, and like, the grind is not anything new to me. I've always like been like, really, work orientated, and just kind of like knowing that if I'm going to want to achieve anything or do anything, I got to go do it myself. And then, you're going to meet supporters along the way. And, you gotta give them wings and help, strengthen people that you meet along the way, and give them the tools they need to succeed. And yeah, no, so I got into music events, and I did that for like 5-6 years. Met some amazing people, had some great experiences. Drank probably a little too much. Never got into any drugs or anything. Luckily, like I've never been like a drug person. And like no knock to anybody who's into that. Like we all have our ways of coping. Um, but yeah, no, I did music events for a long time. Got out of that just because it started taking kind of a toll, and then the industry I was in just kind of started kind of fading away. Like those two things have their life cycle. We launched a nightclub during that time too that hit top 100 nightclubs in the world, and this was like a startup kind of thing that we had. Top 100 first year, ranked number 99 on the first year, and then number 49 the second year. So it was like really big achievement, like in the electronic dance music space. We had this thing called Club OMFG. That was like the name of our club, Club OMFG. And yeah, and people would just like line up. There was like 1,000 people outside of the doors every night, like just ready to party. And we threw the best parties in the city. Where I'm from, a city called Calgary. It's like a city of about 1.3 million people now. And yeah, we had a great time. Like it was just like some of the best years of my life, just meeting people, socializing, like people from all walks of life, because everybody likes to party, on weekends, right? At that age, for sure. So yeah, I got really tapped into my music side, had a lot of fun with that, and then got into left that scene after a while because it was just like felt like something I couldn't do forever. It was just taking a little bit of a toll on my body, just like all the drinking and partying late at night, and like really poor sleep schedule, kind of like now without the drinking.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then I got into digital marketing after that with my wife. We started kind of actually, before that, I'm going to touch on something that might be a little bit dark, but the whole music industry kind of thing, like you meet a lot of people that will claim to be your friends, and then they'll fade away when things start to die down, when the trend starts to die off and new clubs come in and try to capitalize on the space. So I learned a lot about like people aren't always going to be your friends. They're going to be friends when you're hyped and when you're on top, but they'll disappear when there's nothing for them to have or gain at some point in time. So I learned a hard lesson there. I used to like just do everything for anybody that came to show support, like drinks on me all the time, like parties at my house. And I lived like that kind of frivolously for a long time, just like make sure that everybody's having a good time taken care of. But when the money started like running out, and I kept trying to sustain it, it was it kind of lost its footing. I ended up losing pretty much everything after a while, and I went from being a young millionaire to being broke with like $2,000 to my name, living in my mom's house again, and living on a mattress in the basement. And my wife stuck by me the whole time. She was just like, "We're gonna find another way to make it. We're gonna do something else." And then she had an idea she'd been working on. She launched like a really cool organic tea company, and we got into e-commerce at that point. We started kind of building a tea company online, and we literally were like down to the wire. I had moments of like suicide like before that. Like I was like, this is it. Like I didn't make it in the music industry. I lost everything. I was drinking like a bottle of like whiskey or whatever I could muster up, like some value ass alcohol every day, and just like wishing like where did I go wrong? Just pitying myself, a pity party, right? And my wife came up with this opportunity, and I was like, well, I don't got any ideas. I'm gonna just support what she's got going on, because like she supported me. It's her time to ride, right? Like I'm gonna just back her up and just support her idea. And I helped her build out this tea company. And within 6 months, we were out of my mom's basement. We bought our first house. And we were like literally basically like one step above being homeless to like getting out there and getting our first house. And so from that point, we kind of a bunch of people we knew kind of from the nightclub days and different business owners started reaching out to us and saying like, well, you guys really are tapped in on social media marketing and like digital marketing. Can you help our business? And so that was kind of like the light switch. I was like, whoa, we could do this for other people and start an agency. So we started like doing marketing for a bunch of different companies and stuff, and it just kind of grew that way. And yeah, we got into a whole bunch of other things after that. Like started making some good money, so I got into investing. I really got tapped in.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. You're completely frozen on my end. Your signal just went crazy. That was weird. Yeah, I still can't. You're like frozen, but that's so weird. Hold on, let me. Oh, it says you have 2 bar. Oh, shit. It says you only have 2. Oh, it says you have 1 bar now. You're completely frozen on my screen. This commercial break is sponsored by absolutely nobody, but we're riding. See if he's back.
Think now? We good?
No, it's still 1 bar. It's like your
What
internet
the-
just crashed or something.
So weird. I don't know what's going on. Should I try reconnecting and look again?
Yeah. I'll send you a new link.
Awesome.
Let me send you a new link. Okay. Yeah, you want to close it down? I'll send you a new link right now.
Okay, sounds good.
If you like pina coladas and get drunk in the rain. I don't even know the words. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. If you like midnight. Oh my gosh, I have the voice of Fergie and Jesus. So like I was saying, this commercial break is sponsored by absolutely nobody, but your boy Gentle T just finished his pitch deck, so he's going to get sponsored. It's 2023 here, folks, and we are absolutely riding. Can't stop, won't stop. We're winning. We're grateful. Let's see. Is he back?
There we go. Any better?
There we go. You're back. Yeah, you're good.
Awesome.
Okay. So you started a marketing agency, and that's where you got cut off.
Okay, so we started a digital marketing agency, started doing a bunch of things for a bunch of different people we knew and companies that we had met, and did really, really well with that. And then I got into investing after that. I started kind of trying to figure out how to make income passively, and branching out, expanding the horizons. Started kind of investing in some startups, some of my friends' companies, and I got really tapped into trading. I kind of found a bit of a love for it. I started kind of studying the news and reading a lot of fundamentals about like what was going on in every country of the world, and started kind of messing around with and tinkering with building algorithms and stuff too for like trading and kind of trying to wrap my mind around trading. I was always kind of like a problem solver, somebody that would just like look at something and try to like figure out everything there was to know about something, and went down the rabbit hole, learned a lot, and started trading like pretty much full time. Blew, the very first time I started trading, I had a $10,000 account. I blew it in like 30 days. And then I was like, okay, let's regroup. Let's stick to our plan, because I wasn't sticking to the plan. I was like trading too emotionally. Second time, I lasted like 3 months, got up to like 50K from an initial 10, and then lost it all again because like just got emotional and started making mistakes and not sticking to my plan and getting too abstract with my trading. And then the third time, I gave it a go. I went from 10K to about 2.4 million in 18 months. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Just trading every day, and I was just like posting my trades on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and just getting at it. And it was awesome. I had a really good time every day, just like reading the news and just like analyzing the markets. And then COVID came, and then literally the markets just heated up and became like a human printer. Like we were doing so many trades just based on like COVID fundamentals, like what was happening and how countries were opening and closing their economies. We were like we were just like making money hand over fist, just
You were just
printing on the market.
printing.
Yeah, it was insane. Like the timing couldn't have been like any better. It was like we lucked out. I got into crypto like pretty deeply too, instead of just like experimenting with like Ethereum and Bitcoin. We started like really deep diving into altcoins and doing some earlier side crypto investments, like after I guess the first bear market that we the first real big bear market we experienced. And yeah, and then got really heavily involved in crypto investing and started consulting for some crypto brands and coins and tokens and things. A bunch of them are actually in the top 100 on CoinMarketCap now today. Helped them like execute a bunch of marketing campaigns and things. My partner CryptoCrad did this with me. He's got an amazing story too. Like he's literally like guy's a legend. Like went from like being homeless on the streets to making like $10 million in like 9 months. Like the craziest come up story ever. Like he'll tell you at one time. Like he's a machine in the crypto space.
I'll have to have him on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's got a lot of words of wisdom and like he is just really inspiring person from where he was to where he got to in the amount of time he did it. But anyways, yeah, no, like we just got to the point where we made a lot of money, started bought a lot of things, tried things out, all the Instagram kind of influencer things that you'd see, went on traveling, and it got to a point where just the dopamine stopped like kicking in the same way. It wasn't like buying stuff just wasn't exciting anymore. It just kind of like faded off, like the novelty kind of wore off, and we're just like, okay, well, what do we do now? Like, so timing was just really, really good for a bunch of people that were friends with in the industry. Caleb, he had a DeFi platform with Nick, our developer, and me and Crowd were kind of on the same boat. We're just kind of like, what do we want to do next? And we decided to do A Kid Called Beast, where we are now. We wanted to do something that was like an art project for our souls, just something that was like music, fashion, friends, just gaming, like kind of encompassing all the things that we like as hobbies, and turning it into something that everybody can kind of like collaborate and work together on and build out something unique. Like it's still very experimental, but we have a lot of ideas for what we want to do, and we're just kind of like all in on this now, just like forgetting about everything else that we have going on and just building out A Kid Called Beast. That's kind of I guess the origin story, the short version anyway.
Let's go. When did you start Kid Called Beast? When did you guys start planning it?
October 2021. Yeah. So basically it was me, Crad, Caleb, and Nick talking about it. The idea of it initially was supposed to be like an AR like teddy bear, like a very stock looking teddy bear. Caleb came to us with the concept, and it was going to be kind of like an agency thing, just like we were going to help him consult on it. And then I just saw this thing and I was like, this could be so much more and so much better. Because it was going to be just like an NFT, like your average, just like whatever. And I was just like, no, like this would be a waste to do it like this. And so we just started kind of brainstorming concepts for like what a character could look like, and just like created this kid, this beast kid. We went through like a whole bunch of like mood boards and kind of figuring out the look of what it should be like. And we were inspired by like a ton of different things, like Super Mario, Bart Simpson, like Supreme, like all the kind of like iconic, like hip, but also childhood hero kind of things that we all loved, like kind of hype beastie stuff, kind of like traditional, like retro 1930s, like cartoons, like Mickey Mouse kind of vibes too. And we're just brainstorming all these concepts and creating all these kind of mood boards for what we wanted to build. And then, then we started looking for character artists. Caleb found Jamie Alvarez, Mr. Cat. He's our lead character creator. He's worked with like Nike, Sony, Instagram, Meta, Facebook, Apple. Like he's worked with a bunch of big brands creating characters. And we approached him with the idea, and we kind of started building out this character. And we went through so many iterations. There was like probably 200 iterations of the character until we finally landed on what you see now. That evolved pretty much from there. We spent about 3 months just building out the character before we even announced that we had like an NFT that we were working on. And as we were doing this, we're like, yo, this could be like an entire culture. Like this doesn't have to be just like a art piece. This could be like how people like meet and how people like hang out and resonate, and like how they create music and how they could like share art and like support each other and maybe gaming, and like it it just starts spiraling and getting bigger and bigger, and we get, you know, back to like the kind of thinking block, and we'd just be like, can we do this? Because like someone's from the community like suggested like an idea that was like really cool, and we'd always ask ourselves like, could we actually do this? And if the answer was yes, then we just start building it. Like we didn't care about like, oh, we need funding, we need this or that, because we all have funding, we could fund this ourselves. So we just started building it, and we were just kind of really fun because the feedback loop was like people being like, yo, you should do this, yo, you should do this, you add this, and it was just like all these great ideas just coming in from the community. We're like, this is amazing. It's just like this like amplified like melting pot of ideas, and like as long as we can just keep up to it and just keep building stuff that people want, uh it'll turn into something special. And like it created this movement now. It's like bigger than I ever could have imagined. Like it's fucking insane. Like I don't know, like it's really exciting. I've never like been in a situation. I've never really like, big into like public speaking or anything either. I'm kind of like, you know, I've been a very social butterfly, and I've had my social battery like just drained from like the nightclub industry to the point where I became like a bit of an introvert. But now I'm kind of like, you know, I've had some like good life experiences. I got a lot to share. Like, you know, I might as well speak. Like, I might as well, like, I'm sure I can teach people something. Like, you know, I've been through a lot. You know, I've run a bunch of different businesses. I still run a bunch of different businesses. And I've been dirt poor. I've been on the noodle diet for sure. So I know what that's like as well. I've started with that. I've done really well. I've lost it all and had to restart on the noodle diet again. So I know what it takes to like, you know, build out and do something, right? Like it's just like you have to have a very strong mindset. And if you do, like anything's possible. You can manifest whatever you want in your life if you believe that you can, first and foremost.
I fucking love that, dude. I think that's, first of all, that you ended that off with a banger, but really like what your journey was like. You persevered through so many different things, and you always worked hard. And then the fact that you started trading and you took up something new, and then it just happened that COVID happened, and all those things worked out. And now you're at a point where you're even like, you're almost probably allowed to work even harder, but on something that you love so much more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like this doesn't, like, it's a lot of work, but it's like, what else would I rather be doing than this? Like, there is no other dream job that would replace this, because I get to work on music. Like most of the beats that you hear in the Kid Called Beats videos, I make them myself. Like the visuals, we have the most talented artists, and it's so awesome just seeing all these like artists like working together to build these like community derived things that people ask for. Like, you know, like everybody's just like putting in their 2 cents on what they want their Kid Beats to have, and then we just pump it out through the artist community, and people just, you know, build things. And it's just so beautiful to watch. I'm going to show you a behind the scenes too that we haven't really shown very many people outside of our team. Because I can do a screen share on this, right?
Can you? Will it let you?
Yeah, it will actually have a screen share button.
Yeah.
So I could show you some like behind the scenes stuff that we've like, you can kind of see like what the workflow looks like for the characters, and like how we kind of organize a little bit. Yeah, no, it's been like honestly so fun and like exciting. Like we're building like this like Web3 Mickey Mouse. That's why I keep telling people it's like not exactly like Mickey Mouse, but like an iteration that's like, you know, like a community derived version of it. It's just like this weird, strange art project with this kid beast, and you don't know what he looks like because you can't see his face. But it's just like, you know, he's just kind of he's chilling. Like he's here for the ride, right? He's like got the nonchalant eyes, and
Yeah.
it's just just fun. And it's so crazy that everybody like is resonating with it. They're just like, the kid speaks to a lot of people. Like if you're still in the space right now and you didn't leave the bear market, like you're kind of like, what's next? You know, like the eyes are like, I'm whatever. Like I'm ready for what's next. Like I don't care. You know, like I'm ready to go. Like bring it to me. You know, like whatever the next Sam Bankman-Fried FUD is, I'm ready for it. I'm here for the long term. You know, I don't care.
We've been
like,
fucking punched and kicked down on the ground.
Oh,
We're getting
yeah.
fucking
Yeah, yeah,
booed
yeah.
into the face. You know what I mean? We've been through it.
Oh,
Like
man.
I feel invincible right now.
Yeah, seriously. Like after this, it's gonna be like, I don't know, man. It's gonna be like training with like 100-pound weight on your back. You know, by the time you take that off, you're gonna be able to jump like 3 times as high as you ever could, right?
100%, dude. 100%.
It's no, it's amazing.
Do you want to share now? Do you want to share your screen now?
Yeah, sure. I can share some stuff now. Let's do that.
Yeah.
make sure it's all loaded up. I'll show I'll show maybe some of the male beast hoods. You know what? Let's show some of the females because the females don't get enough attention. And I'm like a really big advocate for women in Web3 and just women in workspace as a whole. Like, I love female energy. I think women are nurturing and they definitely don't get enough credit for their ideas. So
Let's go. I love it.
okay, so let me just zoom out here. It's going to take a little bit to load because there's a lot of content here. Okay, see if this works. Share screen. Window. Cool. Yeah, that's going to work. All right, can you see my screen?
Okay, it dropped down here, so let me add it. Oh shit. Okay.
I'll go
Let's
full
see if we
screen.
can do. Let's do this. Does that work?
There we go. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I'm not gonna give away all of them, but I'll do a few sneak peeks of kind of like just so you can. You're not gonna be able to see like exactly what the characters look like, but you're gonna see some of the characters' parts that make them uniquely generated. So this is one of our work boards. This is the female beast work board. So we have a lot of like traits and kind of ideas that we came up with. So here's kind of a little inspo board of like all the outfits that kind of we put together as a team and kind of found for like style.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an initial image dump. And then, we started coming up with like some really cool traits and stuff for the characters.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just kind of experimenting with a lot of different things. So that's like eyeshadows and eyelashes and stuff. Some of the eyeliners, eyelash ideas. And then so from there, we started figuring out kind of like what we wanted the girls in each beast hood, because we have everything broken down into 20 beast hoods. Kind of started breaking down what each of the beast hoods should look like. So the artists, the athletes, and the nerds, which we've changed to the brains, because the nerds isn't kind of like the most friendly way to word it these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the business, the outdoorsy, which are the wild now. And so a few of these beast hoods have kind of like their own like little vibe and style to them. And yeah, so we created these characters because we wanted to be something that was very inclusive of a ton of different people. Wanted it to be very inclusive of every race, every gender, every kind of interest and style. Here's some of the musicians. So I'll show you some of the kind of rough outfit ideas.
Oh,
so
yeah.
They have kind of like a bit of a hip hop look.
That's gas.
Yeah,
that cowboy hat is fucking goes hard. Is that a crown? Was that a crown?
That was a crown. Let's see. There we go. There's the queen.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. That shit's fire.
Yeah, so we have all these.
The fucking cowboy hat is fire.
What else we got? The athletes are really cool too. What do we got here? Oh, that's not the athletes. 1 second. The degens. This one's yeah, so there we go. We got some of the degen outfits.
Yeah.
Like roll the dice. The Wagner shirt.
Let's go.
So yeah, we have a ton of like every character is like literally looks like a one-on-one. It's like styled a very yeah, this one's cool. Sweet floors, not wars. Yeah, like a ton of creativity went into this, and like a lot of inspo from a lot of things. We use a lot of like AI as well to generate some of like the textures and fabrics and different things that we use. It's been just like a process, just like collaborating with like a ton of different artists, video team, the 2D art team, like tattoo artists and stuff as well that we have on board that help create a lot of the 2D imagery and a lot of like the textures. And so, yeah, so we basically built out this kind of board of all these different assets. There's like 1,500 to 1,700 traits in total. Like a lot. Like typically a collection has like 300, like 500 max. And we were just like, we didn't know when to stop building because people kept, kind of requesting more stuff over and over. And we're just like, okay, we have to cut this off at some point and launch. And so we finally were able to pull the trigger on that and just hit the stop button, at least for the first iteration of this. And then we have to figure out basically how to make them all work in a collection and like make the algorithm generate like unique characters that actually make sense and work as a whole, and characters that you could like that would work in 3D, that you could rotate around, and you could print, you could do different things with. And so that was like a really big challenge that we spent a lot of time figuring out and solving. Um, and yeah, so the whole thing just was kind of, one big kind of art experiment that kind of fused into a bunch of other things. Like we have our character models out now with like a bunch of indie developers that are building out indie games using the character. And so we're excited to test those out with the community and start collecting feedback and seeing what people think. A lot of musicians have tapped in, a lot of artists. So we're excited to create kind of like launch pads, social launch pads for artists and musicians that'll help bring awareness to their craft. Because everybody working together, only amplifies the collective, right? And so that's the objective, amplify the collective. Actually has a cool ring to it.
Yeah, amplify the collective. I love it.
So yeah, so that's kind of
No, dude, I love it, man. I think I love that you brought on the alpha. I appreciate it. I appreciate seeing that stuff. I think it's gonna be fire. We're absolutely riding. Let's get into the meat and potatoes.
For sure.
Okay. So we go word by word within hype. So we started off with happiness. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to read to you my favorite definition of success.
Okay, let's do it.
It's success by Ralph Waldo Emerson. So it's to laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded.
That's fucking powerful. Yeah, that should make my eyes watery for sure.
What's your favorite part?
Honestly, to know that you like left others' lives better. That's that to me is definitely the definition of success. Because like I don't know, I get like addicted to seeing other people like happy. That's like part of what kept me going with like the music industry. Like you spend all this time putting on an event, and then the payoff is usually only like you spend weeks planning something in like for 1 to 5 hours of fun, right? And you're usually like, if you're throwing an event, you're not the one drinking and relaxing and dancing and having fun. You're the one that's like making sure everybody's good, making sure nothing goes out of control. You're kind of like on watch. But when you're seeing people having a good time and you're seeing like people's faces and they're just like they're vibing out, like that's just like such a rewarding feeling. Like it's such a, I know it's like a weird, it's like a dopamine off other people's dopamine. It's pretty cool.
No, I love it, dude. I think watching people win, like I think
oh yeah, dude. No man, I
support people, bro. Is
dude, I love watching people win. I love to see strangers win. I love to see my friends win. Like I'm so happy anytime I see any of my friends win, and I let them know that. Like I make sure to let them know that like I'm happy for you. Like it's such a good feeling to win, because you're not gonna be winning all the time. Like most of the time, people are like going through stuff. You're gonna be taking a lot of L's before you're gonna be taking W's. That's the reality of life, right? You're never gonna be always taking wins. Like that's just not realistic at all. Like get that out of your head. Like unless you're like, I don't know. I mean, even if you're like a trust fund baby, like you're not gonna be taking wins all the time. Like they got their own problems too, for sure. Like, and yeah, no, I think it's good to lift other people up. And the less you think about yourself, the more you'll put yourself in a position where people will be there to think about you when you need it. When you're down, because that time will come. It's really important that when you are up, to be there for others, right? When your cup is full, definitely make sure that you're filling up everybody else's cup. Make sure that you're bringing people up with you. You're not the misery loves company type person that's bringing others down, right? You don't want to be that. Nobody needs that. We got enough trouble and sadness in the world already, right?
Yeah, dude, bringing people up is the best. Listen, the first question under happiness is, what makes you happy every single day?
Getting up to work on this project. Waking up and seeing my wife. Those are the two biggest things for sure. Being able to call my mom too and be able to talk to her about everything that's going on, and see my dog. My dog, he's in real rough shape right now. Like I don't think he's gonna last much longer. He's getting really old, but man, every time I see my dog, he is like I'm gonna bring him in here in a bit. He's the best dog. And like I'm gonna be so fucking sad when his time comes, and I know it's coming soon. But like he's been like such a like such a pal. Like honestly, just the nicest dog, unconditional love. Like we don't deserve dogs. They're the best.
They're the fucking
Uh,
best, dude.
they're the best. Oh man. So yeah, I'm definitely. I know I have a big sad moment coming up that I'm preparing for. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like just trying to maintain as much optimism and positivity as possible in all other aspects of my life, so that when the time does come, I'll be ready to take it without taking a full knockout.
Yeah, for sure. And then you can lean on people, right? That you've
For sure.
created positive relationships with and stuff like that. I think that's super powerful. Um, but no, that's fucking awesome, dude. What has been the happiest moment of your life so far?
Happiest moment of my life. Well, that's a tough one. I think the day I married my wife, because I spent a very long time just like not going through with the marriage thing. We were married, like we were basically engaged for like 7 years before we finally got married, because it just like timing was always an issue. We were always working on things, and like business came first. And in a way, we're kind of glad we did, because weddings are expensive too, right? Like,
Yeah.
so we're glad we waited for when the time was right. But yeah, finally like getting married to my wife, like that was honestly such a beautiful moment for me. Like she's just stuck by me for forever, and like I've never done her wrong. Like I've never I can proudly say as a man that I've never done my wife wrong. That I've never cheated on my wife, and I've never done anything like that. And super proud to say that I've just stuck by her, and I found someone that was super amazing in my life. And I'm so grateful for her, like every day. Like if there's one person that like they tell me, "Hey Raf, you need to do something," I will shut up. Like my wife is like, she's like my first in command for sure. Like I love my wife. She's like been there for me in so many big ways, and I'm just grateful for her. Happiest moment of my life is probably the day I met her.
Let's fucking go. I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. Is she still running the tea company?
Yeah, no, she's running the tea company. She's a product designer for a kid called Beast. She designed this toque right here that I'm wearing. Bunch of the products that we have, like our toys, skateboards, like all sorts of stuff. She's like really really good at manufacturing and designing things, and like super creative, super talented. Um, so yeah, so she's on the team too. And she's also got her own businesses that she runs, and I help her on as well. Yeah, we're business partners. We do everything together, like 50-50, like just the way a married couple should. And yeah, no, like it's been amazing. Like I got the best wife I could ever ask for. Like no, like yeah,
You guys are just fucking riding. Like you
yeah,
guys
no,
are
like
just-
we're actually riding.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it. Listen, the last question on our happiness is, are there any communities outside of a kid called Beast, right? Obviously, that's the number one community for you. But are there any other communities you're involved in that you just really enjoy, or some NFTs that you have that you just really enjoy?
Oh man, okay, there's a lot. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit of a list, and I haven't slept very much. I got like 3 hours and 3 hours, so I'm like running on empty for sure. But okay, Alien Friends, Invisible Friends, Dippies, Space Riders, Cryptoon Goons, and these are all projects I'm very 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 bullish on. Let's keep going. Clone X, Azuki, Board Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Um, I'm definitely, I know I'm missing people for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, um, oh man, like this is yeah,
No,
this is not the right day
it's
to
a
do a
fire
list.
list. Fire
But
list.
like honestly, like yeah, there's so many projects, and Wolf Boy Social. This is a project I found recently too. They're super super dope. And brought me into their community. Um, yeah, there's a lot. There's honestly like so many people that tap in. Um, honestly, I just look at the people I follow. It's pretty much like a big list of people I support, and I'm just like, and there's so many I still have to like really kind of like dive into, but it's just been so busy. So I'm trying to like part time, being a supporter and a builder at the same time. And I'm, obviously I'm gonna be able to do that a little better coming up, like just past crunch time. But man, Web3 is loaded full of great people and great projects to tap into, and learn a lot from, make a lot of great friends, great relationships.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this is the best place to be. Like I don't even fuck with Facebook or Instagram or anything anymore. I'm just Twitter. Like,
Dude,
just
I
Twitter and
can't even.
Discord.
I
That's
don't
it.
even like to go on anything else, dude. I literally love this shit.
Oh,
The
dude, I know.
level, dude, the level of person that I get to fucking speak to every day, like
Yeah.
everybody, it's just like it's the fucking best, bro. It is
And you get
the
people that are
fucking
like
best.
supporting each other and uplifting each other. Like I swear, Instagram just feels like so like dog eat dog competitive. Like no one's like really that approachable. Like people are just like, if you don't have like a similar amount of followers to them on like Instagram, like people just won't even like read your DMs. Like if you're not like you're trying to slide into a DM, that shit's never getting read. But
Dude, yeah.
Twitter, you can get a hold of people with like millions of followers and like not you don't care. They'll just be like they'll probably read your profile. They'll see if you're like a thought leader, you have some good provocative or curious or imaginative thoughts, and they'll rate whether they engage with you based on like what you're putting out into the world, not because of how many followers you have. Because like everything starts from a thought, right? And thoughts
Yeah.
can get supported, ideas can get supported, and a small thought can get amplified into something magnificent on something like Twitter because it's so accessible, so easy. It's you got to say your idea in 100 or what is it now, 200 characters, 240 characters or less.
Yeah, something. It's not
I don't
enough.
know. I don't even know what the actual number is. I always like struggle to try to keep it within because I'm just like backspacing and like shortening words and stuff. And I'm like, but yeah, no. Like people will value you based off your ideas, not what you look like, not what your not your appearance, like every other social media where it's just like the hottest girl or the hottest guy gets all the followers, right? It's like
Yeah.
kind of like a bullshit approach, a superficial approach. You're never gonna meet fucking smart, cool, creative, understanding, compassionate people that way. Well, you're far less likely to, anyways.
Fuck
So
yeah.
yeah,
No, I
no,
love
I
it.
love Twitter. I'm addicted to it. I just love the people I'm meeting on it. Everybody's super like welcoming and supportive. Great thought leaders, people from all walks of life. And everybody's super like approachable, and welcoming. Like you can go and talk to like Gary V on a space if you want. You can go talk to like Elon Musk. Like it's possible. You can definitely
Yeah.
you have that opportunity, right? It's like I've seen people I know that I talk to talking to Elon Musk. Um, that's wild. Like we're all literally like 1 degree of separation from each other on Twitter, which is cool, right? I hope it doesn't change. I hope they just like give people more tools to connect and amplify, and start paying attention more to NFTs and what those bring to the table.
Yeah, the accessibility is just absolutely fucking crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
It's wild. Like I met AJ Vaynerchuk in when I went to VCon. I went to VCon and then I went to NYC and just chopped it up with them for like 30, 45 minutes. And then he came on the podcast. It's like, dude, he's
wow.
telling me on the podcast, he's like, yeah, I seed round or he's like, I angel invested in a Venmo and Uber. And I'm just like, where else am I going to be able to get that guest on a podcast that is fucking brand new, right? Like he was like episode 20 something. So he was pretty new into my
That's
journey,
insane.
but it's just like, dude, nowhere. There's nowhere I'm going to create that connection besides Twitter and NFT space.
And that's like the thing with Twitter. You have to be like your authentic self. You have to just like put your heart on the line and just like show people what your soul looks like because you can't really fake that shit. You have to be in there and just if you're your authentic self, people will resonate with that, and then people will also start coming out of their shell too because like if you lead in that way, other people will feel confident enough to do it themselves because they're not going to
Yeah.
be worried about getting judged or what other people will say too, right?
Oh,
And if you're an asshole online, all it takes is one person to like be like, yo, this person is an asshole. Like they're not projecting positivity. And then you don't have a platform anymore, right? So
yeah.
so it's better to just like lead with your heart and just do the right thing and just be open with people and talk to people about whatever's on your mind and try not to offend anyone along the way as much as you can, but like be real, keep it real. Yeah, I love it for that reason. It's
No,
very a
for
lot of
sure,
people just
man.
think and
And like
speak and
sorry, 2 weeks ago, I do a space every Saturday with my guy Dan, and dude, like it was the day before New Year's, so we did it on New Year's Eve, and we do it like really early in the morning, 6:30 Pacific, and dude, like the emotions and like the safe space that we created somehow. I mean, I'm pretty open and genuine. Obviously, like I'm super emotional. I'm honest about my whole life, but dude, people were sharing their hard times in life. They were just telling the most emotional stories. And like, it was incredible because they felt safe enough to do that. And I was like, dude, this is just going to keep evolving to be so much more powerful to people to get vulnerable, to then step outside of their comfort zones to then grow. And it's like, dude, to
Oh yeah,
even like be hosting a space where like that was literally happening on a Saturday morning, and I'm just like drinking my coffee, like, what the fuck,
dude,
this is so amazing.
that's amazing, honestly. Like that people feel that like you've created an environment that allows people to do that. Like where can you see that? Like you look at like traditional media, everything's so like rehearsed. And everybody's just like always like smiling, but they're not really saying anything positive. They're just like like recapping gossip, and they're just like smiling, like yeah, everything's great. But like people don't feel like that normally. They want to share what they really got going on, right?
Yeah.
And it's not always happiness. Like there's some doom and gloom to it. There's a dark side of things, and like being able to openly talk with people um, about that. And I thought of one of the projects, Strange Connections, I think is the name of the project. They're like an NFT focused on mental health. And I went into some of those spaces, and people like really like different but similar kind of idea. Like they talk about like dark times and like how they got through them, and it's I think a really uh, positive NFT project that's just really focused on people's mental health, because people do they get into a grind zone, and they definitely do suffer. Like you and me have both had a really close friend just like have some hardship recently, because like they were diving too hard in the pain, like we all are. Like we're all overdoing it a little bit at times, and we have to take steps to like he was like really a good reminder to let me know that take breaks, not overdo it, because like you can put yourself in a really critical situation if you take it too far. It's important to take breaks and focus on your happiness and your mental for sure.
100%, dude. 100%. It's going to lead us right into inspiration. So the first question under inspiration is, what is one lesson in your life that you had to learn the hard way?
Managing funds and managing expectations. Yeah, I definitely learned the value of a dollar the hard way for sure. I thought that was super humbling for me for sure. It definitely made me definitely gave me a lot more humility, and also learned to always just kind of put my best foot forward in anything I do. Like I don't want to ever do anything like half-assed or like lacking of quality. I want to always just do my best, so at least I know like the outcome is a pure outcome.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. I think
What
like
about you?
the hardest lesson,
Yeah.
shit, man. Honestly, like probably that, no, like I would say this quote sticks with me. I have a coffee cup that says it. It says, "No one fucking cares. Work harder." And so the moment in my
Yeah.
life
That's a good one.
where that really hit, this actually hit before I got the coffee mug, but I was I played college football, and I played at a junior college, and I was small compared to most people. I'm like 5'10". I was never supposed to play college football for sure. I was offensive lineman. Um, and my second year, I just worked so hard, and I was all conference, whatever the fuck. I don't even know what I was. It was so long ago, but like I had all the awards, and I got a full ride scholarship to a D1 that I was going to go play at the next year. And so it's the second to last game, and our entire offensive line was hurt, like our backups. So I shouldn't even been in. And I tore my ACL, MCL,
Oh
meniscus, like
no.
absolutely shattered my knee. And the next morning, the Sunday morning, the school pulled the scholarship completely.
Are
And
you
so,
serious?
yeah, so like I was devastated, but to be honest, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it was like, okay, fuck, like next up, like literally next up is like, holy shit, it's cutthroat out here.
Mhm.
And to be honest, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have moved back home and reconnected with my wife. So like, yeah, like it was like a wake up call, and I was definitely depressed for a little bit.
For
But it
sure.
was the best thing that ever happened to me.
No, that's a good example of turning a negative into a positive for sure, right? Because like you pretty much like when you're in that situation, you're kind of like you have this expectation of what your outcome is going to be, and you're like, okay, cool, I just gotta follow through, and this is what's going to happen, and then boom, like fork in the road, right? Something
Yeah.
just happened, and the one direction that you thought you were headed just got closed off for you. So it's time to go into the unexplored territory and figure out how you're going to get to your destination the other way, right? Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, life is a really interesting way of throwing those moments at you for sure, and you never really know where you're going to end up. You can't plan for everything. That's why yeah, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I don't know really how it all works. Like, I wish I had a better compass for it, but you just gotta make the most out of any situation you're dealt with, right?
Yeah. No, I just think you keep going every day, man, and you do your best, and like you don't judge yourself. And you just work your face off, and you be a good person, and you do the right thing. Like karma's so practical, man. I think like doing the right thing is always the right thing, and that's kind of what I live by. I live like such to a high ethical level, like in my life, because I almost just have to, like the way that my brain operates, and it's like I'll always stand up for someone or do the right thing, like because that's just what I believe is good, and I've because I've been like that to an extreme level, like lost friendships, lost whatever. It doesn't even matter to me because like I know that I did the right thing. And so I think, yeah, I mean, none of us know how to fucking navigate this thing, right? Like, dude, like
For
I have
sure.
three little dudes running around my house every day, and I don't know how to be the best dad, but I'm learning every single day. And like, if I fuck up today, tomorrow's a new day, and I get to be better. And like that's the bottom line. Like, if I wake up in
Yeah,
the morning,
yeah,
like let's fucking
exactly.
go.
Yeah, and as long as you're striving for improvement every day, like, I mean, I think that's the right thing. And if you have a clear conscience, you can sleep on that night knowing that you're doing the right thing, or you're able to evaluate and say that was the best move I could have made for the situation to make sure that the least amount of people got hurt or the most amount of people benefited or didn't get hurt. That's I think a positive thing, 100%. It's
Let's
good to have a
fucking
clear
go.
conscience when you with the way you move.
100%, dude. Have you had someone in your life that's been an inspirational figure or someone you've looked up to throughout your life?
My mom, for sure. Um, there were points that I looked up to my dad, but I feel like he gave up on our family like a little too early. And like he's still around. Like I still talk to my dad periodically. We don't have the best relationship, but yeah, my dad was a hero early on for me, and then I shifted my focus and I really lasered in on how much my mom was doing for our family. And my mom is a really strong person. I would say if there's any inspiration, definitely her. She's just worked so hard to keep our family together, and just carried so much weight on her back to make sure that me and my sister, my dad had a really good life with the circumstances that we had. Right. I think she did an outstanding job, and I'm grateful to have had a mom like that.
Let's fucking go. I love it, dude. I love that. What is your favorite inspirational movie?
Ooh, favorite inspirational movie. There's a bunch. Like Shawshank Redemption's obviously like a really good one. I like the one with Will Smith where he's living in an airport. What's the name of that movie?
The Pursuit of that's not, he doesn't live in the
Happiness.
does he
I
live
think
in
it's
the
Pursuit of
airport?
Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness?
Does he live in an airport?
I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen that
It's been
movie.
so long. I just remember that movie being super, super good. And there's a bunch. I'm a huge, huge movie buff, and like normally my memory is like so sharp I can recall like everything really, really well, but just not it today. But yeah, no.
It's so good.
But yeah, no. What else? Off the top of my head,
What's your okay? I love movies too. What's your favorite movie of all time?
just because of like pure cinema and like the story. Um, so I love those biopics of like I mean, they're not always necessarily good people, actually, too. But like Catch Me If You Can, Blow, Wolf of Wall Street. Like I love like Goodfellas, like those types of movies where it's just like the story of how someone like Lord of War, like those stories of like that are origin stories of like how somebody kind of got to where they were and like where they went wrong. Because there's always a point in that movie where it's like it's all chill and like they mean positively until like they stop thinking about things positively, and then things just spiral out of control and go to shit in all
Yeah,
those movies, right? And I
that
think
is
there's like
true.
obviously a bit of a lesson to learn in that, but like from just pure entertainment factor and like the like holy shit, I can't believe that's a real story. Uh, kind of vibes. I think those movies are so entertaining.
Yeah,
I love those movies.
I love it too, dude. I think like when Wolf of Wall Street came out, I was like, I just remember watching it for the first time, being like, "This is fucking absolutely insane that this was real."
It's
Like,
just such a crazy story, right? Like that was somebody's real life that they went through all of that. And I'm not like jealous or envious or anything. It's just to me it's
yeah,
just mind-boggling that someone made that their reality. Yeah, no, I think that's those kind of stories are really cool, and it's cool to kind of see how some of those people operated, in terms of just like how they moved, but not necessarily their ethics, of course. Like, I definitely
Yeah.
don't think, writing false checks or setting up fake stock companies or selling drugs or becoming a part of the mafia is like the way anyone should operate. but like still entertaining nonetheless.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, let's move into positivity. This is my shit. I'm making positivity louder every single day. We just live in a world that's full of negativity. So every single day, I just do my best to push it. So what we do in this segment is we just talk about positive mindset, right? And the basic definition of positive mindset is focusing on the good in any situation. So I like to remind people that doesn't mean that you're fucking delusional. Like, life is hard, shit happens all the time. It just means that you focus on the good. So can you tell me about maybe your journey with positivity, or how big of a deal positive mindset is to you and how you use it every day?
Positive mindset is the key to get through the day. Honestly, it's the absolute key. If you're not maintaining a positive mindset, you're gonna have a lot harder time getting through things. And yeah, so and what I like to think about a lot of the time when I'm running through tasks, or when I'm kind of trying to get through the day, I'm thinking about how good it's gonna feel to get to the end goal, whether that's the end goal for the day, the end goal for the week, the end goal for the month, the end goal for the next year, and thinking about like the good that's being done along the way, like how many people's lives will be impacted, how many people are smiling because of something, and like thinking about how do you amplify that effect. Because positivity, I think, is also something that creates a lot of unity, and circles can form around positivity, that amplify themselves. So yeah, whenever I'm kind of facing anything that's a challenge, or just not making me feel the best, I'm always thinking about like, hey, you know what, there's people that have been through way worse situations than me. My situation is a blessing and a privilege, compared to a lot of other people's situations, right? And there's people that are in poor countries that have much happier faces than I do at times, and they feel the positivity, and they feel blessed even in their circumstance. So why the hell should I ever feel that I deserve to feel negative for my circumstance, when my circumstance is a blessing, in comparison. So those kind of thoughts, like whenever I kind of start uh, you know self pitying, or just getting into that kind of mindset, I reflect back and think like, hey, like this is not nearly that bad. Like your circumstance is only in your mental. You need to flip this upside down, and start being grateful for what you're going through right now, and just changing your attitude and changing your outlook, and knowing you can do things and make an impact. Like that's a great way to maintain positivity. Absolutely.
No, I love that, man. And I think like one of the most important things you said there was that it's almost just like a perspective shift, where it's like,
Yeah.
how the fuck can I be upset? Like, if I woke up, I got clean water, I got hot water, I got food, I got the people that I love the most alive. Like,
Yeah, man, you
there's
got 2
literally
legs,
nothing.
2 arms, you're able to work, you're able to type, you're able to talk, you're able to, listen, hear, taste, see, like, there's just count your senses. You can count your blessings, you know what I mean? Um,
100%, dude.
like,
I love
there's
it.
a lot to be grateful for, especially, like, in our part of the world too, like, yeah, definitely, wanna do more for sure.
100%, dude. That's gratitude is what drives me every single day. And listen, dude, we're moving into enthusiasm. Obviously, I have no lack of enthusiasm. I'm fucking
No,
pumped
no,
every
you're the
single
most
day.
enthusiastic person I think in Web3, I would say.
I, I have to be, dude. I have to have championed that. Um, I love enthusiasm, man. I think it's like, obviously I amplified a little bit more than
How do you
normal,
do it?
but
Like, what's your secret? What's your give me a little bit of the
I
sauce.
just I'm just like, well, naturally I have a lot of energy, right? That's where I got the nickname Tornado. But man, I think like it unlocked for me maybe like 9 or 10 years ago, where just like I was so grateful. And I heard the Gary V quote of, the chances of being born are 400 trillion to one. And for me, that unlocked it for me. I was just like, dude, every day I wake up, I'm gonna fucking just run through walls. I'm gonna pump people up. Like, I'm just gonna be excited. And I've always been like super supportive. You know, my kind of role, I think, like growing up was like always being that good friend that people had. I never had like a ton of I was like never date anybody, but I had so many different girlfriends because I was just like, you know, not like girls that
Literally
were
the
friends, right? It
same.
was just like helping people, like leveling people up. Like I tell people like I'm the best wingman known to man. Like I would literally
Facts.
be able to like because like I'm just there for you. Like that's just what I was. I was that supportive person and like it came with energy, right? Like it because like, you could sell energy, right? And so like now for the last 9 years that I've done my job, my career has been sales and customer service. Like people buy stuff from me purely off of my energy. And so
For sure.
like that has translated into so many more levels of like now that I can bring it to this space that like in just like the purest form of enthusiasm for me is like dude, I've literally wanted to be a dad since I was like 10 years old. And so I've now waited to the point to where my son is going to play any sport. And let's say it's soccer, right? Like we're about to, he's literally signing up for soccer and that motherfucker scores a goal. Like I'm literally going to lose my mind. Like I don't care. Like I'm going to lose my fucking mind. And I don't care what any other parent thinks because I'm so excited in that moment for just life and for the fact that I have a son and for the fact that my son just scored a goal. And I think like if people got more excited like that, like for anything, right? Like your guys is mint and you guys kill the mint and you just fucking lose your mind. Like, dude,
Mhm.
why not? Like what like why not like do that? You know what I mean? And so it's like it's a simple thing that's like kind of cliche, but like we have this one life. We have one life and that's
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's honestly like why we started the project because it was like, I don't want to get to the point in my life where like, I have all these things that I love to do as hobbies and passions. And I let that opportunity slip away and just like continue the rat race, doing just the whole money thing and focusing on that. And yeah, no, I wanted to finally do it and just be like, do or die. Like, let's go. Let's put it all on the line. Let's do, music, fashion, art, collective, community, and just include as many people as we can and have fun with it and see what comes of it, right? Because we've already seen it work in a lot of circumstances and bring a lot of cool people together. Let's try to do it in our own way and our own flavor and see who comes along for the ride. And let's vibe out and have fun. And I'm so glad that I did it because I'm like, if I don't do it now, like when am I going to do it? Like I could probably still do it because like I mean like, it's just like I don't think there's age is really a factor with, anything you do in life, but, I still have that, 19-year-old, 20-year-old guy energy in me. Like, I definitely, like, found, like, a new, kind of breath of fresh air. I got, like, really heavily into, like, Muay Thai training and stuff as well in the last 2 years. Just kind of, like, uh, started, like, taking care of my health and, like, feeling like I'm reversing the aging process for sure. So I'm
It's
fired up all the time, like, outside of today, like, the last 2 days of, like, crunch time, I'm like, go, go, go. Like, I get a lot done in a day. I still make it to training with my personal trainer a few times a week and just keep going. And I just, yeah, I don't know. I have a lot I feel like I can share with people, and, I wanna better people's lives in a number of different ways while I'm alive,
let's
right? I
go.
feel that would be the best gift I could, give to myself and to others.
Let's fucking go. We're riding, dude.
Dude, we
Um
are riding.
let's go, dude. This is my favorite question to ask on the podcast. What are three things right now that that you can't get enough of? So three things in your life right now that you cannot get enough of.
Oh, man. Okay. Um Sushi is definitely one of them. Like, I absolutely love sushi. I can't get enough of sushi. But honestly, like hearing people's stories, like I love hearing people's stories. I feel like I learn a little bit from everyone, and I love sharing stories. I think that's like something I can't get enough of. And my wife's love for sure. Like nothing better than at the end of a busy day to just like cuddle up in front of my wife. Like holy crap! Like it's just like that is the best comfort. Just having her in my arm or my shoulder, just like chilling out, relaxing, and just like talking about everything and like feeling like in a totally like intimate, comfortable space, just talking about everything we went through for the day or like what we're gonna do next. Like it's like I can live without that.
Let's fucking go, dude. I love it. I love it. You love to see it. Dude, this is a fun question. So the next two questions are really fun. So the first question is, What is the biggest accomplishment of your life so far?
Biggest accomplishment of my life. Hmm. I don't know. That's a tough one. Biggest accomplishment of my life. Let me think about that for a second. What about you?
Me, there's probably a few. I would think like the first one was playing college football because that was a dream of mine my entire life. So that was one, and then probably getting married and having kids were like those accomplishments. At a young age and like being able to fully support my family and buy a really nice house and those kind of like all in one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a big accomplishment. I'm the first person in my whole family lineage to own property. Um,
That's fucking huge.
yeah, like that's an accomplishment for sure. Like getting married 100%, like the way,
Yeah,
way overdue. I should have gotten married much sooner, but like everything happens for a reason.
yeah,
Um, greatest accomplishment is making sure that my wife stuck around and
yeah,
I didn't give her a reason to leave, and I think that's a huge accomplishment because like yeah, it's for sure it's crazy out there at times, and
yeah.
it's it's not like I'm my yeah my wife is a strong person because I go on these crazy like quests for business and all sorts of things, and she just sticks by me and she just like supports me, and like it's unbelievable. I think most women wouldn't be able to like handle it or keep up and know when it's time to be strong and be supportive, and when it's time to just like hang out and have our alone time, right? So
Yeah.
it's been a battle for sure, and I definitely want to do more to let her know that it's not gonna be like this forever. I definitely do have to take time for mental health and like for my family and her and but for now, I'm like devoting myself to just like making sure that I can do right by our project and our community and just be there for everybody along the way and help as many people as possible. Um, yeah, so
I love
accomplishments. I
that.
mean, got out of debt too. I was in debt at a young age. Filed for bankruptcy and reestablished my credit score quite quickly. I went from being bankrupt to having a perfect credit score, um, like maxed out. I can't get it any higher. That was amazing for me because like I literally piled up a bunch of debt when I was a kid when I was like 20 and didn't figure out a way how to get out of it. So I had to file for bankruptcy and manage. And I was told by every credit card company and every loan and every bank that it would take me like 7 years to reestablish my credit, and like if ever, right? And I got it back up to max in like 3 years. So I don't know how that works, but yeah, that was a big accomplishment. Sure.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So the next question is, what has been your most exciting moment in Web3 so far?
The networking, I think. The networking over like art and like the kind of camaraderie and like brotherhood and sisterhood that comes with like kind of all the PFPs and all the degenerative collections. I think it's just so dope. It's such a cool way to meet people from around the world. Like you can like literally bond over the ideals of a community or project. And it's just kind of like I see an alien friend, for example. I'm just like, I don't need to know you because I know what you like. What you like is cool. What that is, I also like, and I think it's cool too. So we're automatically going to be friends. And it's like that with pretty much every NFT community in different ways, like different kind of like vibes for sure. But like at the framework, I feel like it's kind of like that. It's kind of like I don't know if you're part of like a secret club with your friends, like growing up. It's like you have your secret handshake, and like if someone does that handshake, they're cool. You just know like there's somebody you can vibe with. You're part of the club. I think that's super cool. And I'm not saying like a skull and bones secret society kind of way because fuck that shit. That's just weird. But like in like a wholesome like just you're with your friends, you're with your homies, you're with your girls, you're with your boys. Like it's I think that's a dope thing, and it's a dope thing that people are doing internationally all around the world. Knowing that you can go travel to a different place and you have homies now because of what you're doing, because of what you're into. Like how
That is wild.
how would you ever be in a situation like that otherwise? Like
Yeah,
you're gonna go like meet somebody at a gas station or at a I don't know, a library or a cafe, like maybe, but they might turn out to be like a weirdo with like into like a ton of things that you might just not be into. Here you
Yeah.
at least know like you're dealing with smart people who are into technology, who are into good vibes, positivity. They're there for the same reason. They want to network, they want to make friends, they want to share their art, their music, their taste, their fashion, their designs, their
Yep.
ideas, their ethics, their morals. Like I don't know, man. I
It's
think
crazy, bro.
it's cool. I think it's a renaissance. Like I'm excited for watching it unfold further
Oh fuck
and
yeah,
getting
dude!
more
It's like
entrenched in it.
yeah, dude. We could go to England, you go to Ireland, you go to fucking
Yeah.
Australia, New Zealand, fucking Japan. Like you're gonna have
No, I've had
friends
people from
everywhere.
Japan like literally reach out to me and just be like, the next time you're in Japan, like I will be your guide. Let's hang out. I'll take you, to see like the best temples, for the best food, and we're just gonna vibe out. I'll show you around. It's like that saves me going and spending hours researching on Google. I'm gonna be there with a local, hanging out and like knowing the real shit, not the tourist traps, right? I think that's like knowing that you have people like that like everywhere now, and when they come through too, you're gonna be the same, welcoming guest for them too, like showing them around. I think that's
100%.
always dope. That's always dope. Like how else would you get yourself in that circumstance unless it's like a work friend or like some other connecting reason to have that happen? Because like otherwise it's leaving a lot to chance, right?
Yeah, 100%, dude. Okay, we're moving into dreams. Dreams is probably the most powerful segment because it's a one question segment, and I'm gonna ask you what your dream that you have for your life is, but I'm gonna tell you my dream first, so I can give you a little
Okay.
bit of a ground level work. So
Perfect.
I'm Gentle Tornado. I'm an honest, enthusiastic, and successful man that will inspire others to live their life through happiness.
Okay. All right. So that's your dream. So I'm Raphael. That's my real name. Um, I'm a hardworking, smart, honest, compassionate, and real guy who wants everyone around me to succeed, wants everybody around me to do well. I want to be able to push people to fulfill their dreams, and I want to be able to use my platform to better other people's lives.
Let's fucking go, dude. Riding with a capital
We are
ride.
we are riding. Man,
Dude,
that's such a dude. Your catchphrase is iconic, man. That's
dude, it's
fucking
fucking so
dope, man.
awesome. I can't wait to
Dope.
have apparel with "We Are Riding" on it. Like
Oh, dude,
I'm just
I can't wait till you're speaking on stages like Tony Robbins, just getting people hyped up. Like, I think that's gonna happen for you this year.
that'd be so
I'm
sick,
gonna
dude.
be manifesting that for you this year.
Dude, I appreciate that. I
And if I can
appreciate
dot
that for
connect
sure.
in any way, and if you could speak to corporations and help, because there's a lot of sad people out there working for like big companies. I feel like if they hired you to just talk to them, they'd have a lot happier people. People would be a lot happier in their own personal lives, not just working for companies. But yeah, I think you could inspire a lot of people, dude. I'm happy. I'm happy I got to talk to you. I think I took a lot from our conversation today.
I appreciate it, dude. So how we wrap it up, okay? I'm gonna read you my favorite poem right now, and this is gonna hit hard, dude. This is gonna hit you hard because it hits me hard every single time. It means the absolute world to me. It's called "The Dash."
Okay.
It says I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her casket from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what is true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger, and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash?
Damn. Yeah, no. 100%. Like that definitely hit right in the feels. You know what? Like the trajectory I'm on now, um, and the way I'm moving now is like I'm happy. I'm happy with what I'm doing. I'm living very honestly with myself, and I just want to keep it going. I just want to keep it going and keep it growing.
Let's fucking go, dude. I love it.
Let's go.
Listen, okay, so this is how we end it. You get to so this way. You leave the audience with one final thought. It could be anything you want. And the second thing is a question that you ask the audience.
Okay. Take time to spend time with the ones you really love. Like don't there's a time and a place for sure to like work hard and get into the grind of things and be able to get through what you're trying to get through. But definitely take time to spend time with the ones you love. Don't ever take that for granted. And the question I want to ask is, if you could look at yourself, 1 year from today, would you be happy with the decisions you're making in your life now?
Let's fucking go. That's a powerful question. That is a powerful question. I urge everybody to do that. Write it down. I used to do that exercise where I'd write it on a notepad, but I would do, a year, 5 years, 10 years. Just write a note to yourself. Write a note to yourself about what you're doing in your life, what you want to do. Fucking read that shit in a year. Read
Oh
that
yeah,
shit in 5 years, dude. Let's go.
yeah, dude. Journaling is not lame. Journaling is not nerdy. It's so good to write down and reflect on like where you start and where you've come, because that practice alone will help you find gratitude in your journey and in your progress.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's go. Listen, this has been Hyped Happy Hour, episode 43 with my guy, Raphael, aka Rafsby. Let's fucking go, dude. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you
I
for
really
having me,
appreciate
man.
it.
People need to tap in and tune in on a mass scale, because what you got going on is something special for sure.
I appreciate it, dude. Listen, everybody, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Listen, at the end of the day, just share this with anybody that you think it can help. I am on an absolute mission to make positivity louder, and I am not stopping. I am not stopping. We are just getting started. I love you guys. Have a good night. Fucking peace.